Did you know that schools were established in the United States so that children could learn to read and interpret the Bible for themselves? That's right. In the United States, actually before we were even the United States, schools were established here by colonists and pilgrims so that children could learn how to read and interpret the scriptures for themselves. This came out of the Protestant Reformation in the 16th century, and it is part of the founding fabric of our country. Today we have basically two kinds of schools. We have religious schools and public schools. And sometimes the religious schools are called private schools, and then we have public schools. And in the last, 50 some odd years, those two schools were completely different from each other. The Congress and the Supreme Court and the executive branch of the country decided that these two types of schools would have nothing to do with each other. If you wanted religious instruction, you went to a religious or a private school. Public schools would have nothing to do with that. And so they took prayer out of the schools, they took the Bibles out of the schools, for good or bad. Either way, as a follower of Jesus, you might kind of figure out where I fall on that. But I want to make the case that all schools are still religious in nature because all schools have followers of Jesus in them. Even if you go or your child goes to a public school, it can still be a religious school because you or your child can live out your Christian faith in that public school setting. I don't mean that you're going to be a Bible thumper in the hallways and preaching in between classes, but I just mean living out, loving your neighbor in school and doing the best you can, giving glory to God as a follower of Jesus in the public schools. It is a mandate for us as followers of Jesus to do all this. But remember also that we have a unique opportunity as members of the church, as followers of Jesus, because we have freedom of speech. We can say what we believe, and we have freedom of religion. We can do what we believe. In fact, those are the first freedoms that are articulated in the U.S. Constitution, even in the public school setting. I don't mean to be beating on people with Bibles, but to live out our lives as followers of Jesus, even in the public school setting. And that's the good news about religious schools.